This video has been a long time in the making. Just putting videos on this channel has been a long time in the making. I apologize for that, but I had to put everything aside to make this because I finally get to talk about Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. For those of you guys that do know me, and I like to think that you guys who watch me on this channel, you really do know me. You know how much I love Star Wars. I've put out videos really documenting like my reaction to this new Star Wars because this is the first time in a while where we're going to get a new Star Wars movie. And I'm so excited to talk about The Force Awakens today because I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so great. I'm getting chills right now thinking about it. I've seen it three times. Have I seen it?
3 times.
3 times. I've seen it 3 times, and I've picked up on a lot of things, but I've loved it from the beginning, and I've enjoyed it more and more. Now, it's not a perfect movie, and I've seen a lot of people who had some complaints, but for me personally, the first time I saw the original Star Wars, I was like 5 years old. So for me, I had a attachment to these characters. I have known Han Solo. I have known Luke Skywalker. I've known Princess Leia for like around 21 years. So I have a lot invested with these characters. Watching the movies over and over again, reading the books, following along with everything, seeing them in video games, everything. So for me, Force Awakens, the best thing about it, so we have Rey and Finn, and they're great. They're wonderful new characters. They're awesome. They're actually fleshed out. They're not carbon copy characters of old Star Wars characters. But for me, the real big thing here was the old characters again, and the amount of emotion that I felt and the attachment that I've had to these characters for so long. This movie really did it in a way. It handled these characters that I have known for so long, and it didn't feel half-assed. It didn't feel shitty. It really felt like I'm picking up and I'm seeing these characters again that haven't been on screen in 30 years. And it worked for me. It worked so much. That's what I love so much about The Force Awakens. Like, okay, I'll revisit that, but okay, just from the outset, I really, really enjoy the new things they're doing. Now, you can say, oh, it's like a carbon copy of the original Star Wars. It's not. It's not at all. It takes elements. It does hearken to it, and it does parallel a lot of things a little more than I would like. It is a little safe at times, but like I said, it's that emotion in those characters. Like, you know, if you thought The Force Awakens was bad or you really didn't like it, I don't want to be that person. Like, are you really a Star Wars fan? But are you really a Star Wars fan? How could you not have some sort of just seeing Han and Leia meet again, and actually being great and well done and not cheesy makes it really a great movie. I know, it takes a lot more than that to make it a good movie, but I digress. I'm getting really distracted. Okay, so Rey, Finn, all that, they're interesting because they're different. Finn, most importantly, because he is a stormtrooper. I really like that aspect. It is a little he just turns tail instantly. Okay, they didn't flesh that out much, but what I liked about him was that he was almost like a player avatar. Like, when you're in a video game, you jump into a world, you see the game through the player's eyes, the character's eyes, and Finn was kind of like our outlet into Star Wars and what the universe is 30 years later, because Rey had her own little world, she had her things going on, but Finn was really thrust into it because he didn't know anything other than being a stormtrooper. So we were right there with him when he left the Star Destroyer. And he just really gets to do all the cool stuff. He gets to live the Star Wars fantasies. He flies in a TIE fighter. He picks up a lightsaber. He shoots down ships. He hops in the Millennium Falcon. He does all the cool shit that we want to do, and we experience it through him. But ultimately, he isn't the main vessel here. He is the main vessel of delivery, but Rey is really the main focus here, and she's fucking fantastic. Okay, now I will say, yes, everything works out perfectly for her. She didn't really face too much adversity, but it's fine. I don't care. She's badass. Everything about her was handled so great right up until the end. I didn't think I would give that much of a shit about a character claiming Luke's lightsaber, but it was a huge moment in the theater in that snowy forest. I freaked out. Everyone in the audience freaked out, and it was really great. She's very cool, and I just like seeing a Star Wars character, a female Star Wars character. I don't want to get all SJW on you guys, but seeing, there's always been really great female Star Wars characters in the Star Wars canon. Really badass chicks with lightsabers, stuff like that. But to actually see a really cool, badass Star Wars character in a movie wielding a lightsaber, it's just different. It's just a good look. It's cool. It's awesome. So I really like that, and I love... Okay, Kylo Ren was a really big surprise because he's very much the polar opposite of Darth Vader, and I really like that. He's a dangerous teenage. He's an angry teenager with like a dangerous weapon. And I think that's really cool and really effective because he does symbolize that avenue of the Force, the dark side of the Force. There's Darth Vader who just keeps it inside, and that fuels him being evil. But you have Kylo Ren who is struggling with it, and it's really cool because he's surface level powerful. He can do all the tricks. He can force choke people. He's a little bit of a sick fuck because he really likes interrogating people. But ultimately, someone who is clearly very connected to the Force, we don't know who she's related to exactly yet, but the fact that she is so powerful in the Force, being a Force sensitive, that she can just totally kick his ass is very cool. I really like that, because he isn't the ultimate badass Sith Lord. He is a person. And that's ultimately, I love that about this movie right from the beginning when you have Poe Dameron and Finn hopping into a TIE fighter. Immediately when they're interacting, I say, oh shit, these are real people. Like, these characters feel like real people. The original Star Wars movies, they felt like real people interacting. Yeah, some of the dialogue was stilted, but ultimately, when they interacted with each other, they felt like real people. The prequels, as much as I don't hate them completely, lacked that. So it was just really great. And while I'm on Poe Dameron, god damn it, Oscar Isaac is so cool. Like, I've always thought he was really cool, but like now, I want to be his best friend. Like, I just want to hang out with him. And let's talk about that lightsaber battle that some people really, really didn't like. Maybe it's because it's very fast. But the emotion behind it is really cool because, like I said, it goes back to me saying Kylo Ren is an angry teenager with a dangerous weapon. And it really shows, you know what, whatever. Okay, I can get into the story and what it shows about the power of Rey and all that shit. But it's just such a good idea to have a cool-ass desperate lightsaber fight in a snowy forest. Fuck, that's cool. That's all I have to say about that. It was a really cool seeing the lightsaber go into the ground. That was something I never really thought of. And I like little innovations with lightsaber battles, and that was a perfect one. Yeah, I did think that was really cool how Rey got to really prove herself to Han Solo, and I liked Han Solo, the fact that he had things to do in this movie. He wasn't necessarily just like, I'm the old guy, here's the new people, okay, here you go. Like, he had a purpose in this movie. Obviously, him having a son, who is Kylo Ren, fucking incredible. Thank you so much for paying attention to the expanded universe, J.J. Abrams, because that is one of the best arcs, and it works so great. His name is Ben. I freaked out. They killed Han Solo. I freaked out. Han Solo was never even really my favorite character from the original Star Wars, but again, the fact that I knew him for that long, and I did really enjoy him as a character forever, a death hit me hard. You see it coming. It's very broadcasted, just like when Obi-Wan Kenobi takes a fall, but it was good, and it's gorgeous. That whole scene, the lighting on Adam Driver's face when the sun closes down and like it gets dark, and he's gonna kill him. It's so great. It's really, really great. I was in tears this whole entire movie. I was like, what? The entire time. The guy next to me actually had to be like, are you okay? Can you quiet down? Because I was just like freaking out this whole time. I get, Star Wars is like the thing for me. So it was really nice to see it all really be effective. What I didn't really like, okay, and I have the same complaint as everyone else, basically the repeat of the Death Star with Starkiller Base. Totally lame. But that will not make me discredit the movie at all, because that's not what the movie is about. That is a set piece that gives some of the characters something to do. It's like a backdrop, really, and that's fine. And also, Starkiller Base was actually fucking really cool. When it blew up those planets, which I checked, it didn't blow up Coruscant, thank God. Thank the maker. This video is really tough to make because I know as I'm editing it, I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, I should have mentioned that. I should have mentioned this. I could talk about this movie forever. I think I've covered just about everything, but two really important scenes that I lost it, and I loved so much. When Han and Leia first see each other, that theme picks up. The feelings that these characters had together, and it's like I'm like getting emotional right now just thinking about it. It was simple. It was really, they didn't really say a lot. They were just kind of like, hey, oh yeah, your hair, oh your jacket, remember? It was very simple, very understated, but the music, the way these characters looked at each other, Carrie Fisher especially, who was like a completely different person, still managed to give Han Solo that look that she used to always give him. It was really great. And then when C-3PO butt in, right in the middle of their moment, that was amazing. That was perfect. So C-3PO, so wonderful. I couldn't get enough of it. But really for me, the big scene of the movie, the scene that made me trudge out of the theater, Charlie Brown walking, crying, just like a mess, was the last scene. the last scene of this movie is like a scene, fine, but a feeling watching a movie that I'm never gonna ever forget. And it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, where I've had these emotions with these characters, these feelings, these thoughts for so long. And to see this entire movie, you know, being the search for Luke. Luke is a myth. Where's Luke? We gotta find Luke. It really paid off because there he is. They show him. And it's a character that I had known forever and have always thought about, like, what is he doing now? Like, what has he been up to? And finally, you get to see him, and he turns around, and he's played by Mark Hamill, but I don't know what they did, but I do not see Mark Hamill. That was Luke Skywalker, and it was great. But the best part is, and just, you're like, oh, it's Luke. The music swells. It's amazing. But you see Luke, and you see in his eyes that, like, he's not all right. Not everything is, you know, time hasn't been kind to him. Yes, obviously he had the shit with his dad and the Death Star and the dark side and stuff like that. But then he also has the trauma of Han Solo and the Solo family and Kylo Ren and whatever else the hell is going on with him. That he failed at being a Jedi, you know, restoring the Jedi. Whatever's going on, you just see in his eyes that he is not all right. And, like, that just makes me excited for what's next. And that is perfect. That is Star Wars. I'm so excited. I feel like I just watched Empire Strikes Back for the first time. Luke's hand is cut off. Han is hauled away in carbonite. And I'm like, what's going to happen next? I need to see the next movie. Now, they might go in completely different avenues. And honestly, as much as this one leaves a lot of untied ends, open and shut, this is great. I could die now, okay? Like, she got to Luke Skywalker. She found him. Lights go off. That's good. That's great for me. It feels great. But I really do want to see where the journey goes, where Rey's journey goes, where the Jedi go, who the hell Snoke is. He really reminds me of Plagueis. I really love his image. Are Poe and Finn going to be best buds? Are they going to be the new Chewbacca and Han Solo? I really hope so. Just flying across the galaxy, doing cool shit. Regardless, though, I love where the characters are going. Like I said, I really can't wait to see where Rey's journey takes her. If Luke is going to be really involved with that, or if she is going to really go on her own. Whatever. I can speculate. That's not what this video is about. What this video is about is that I really loved Star Wars The Force Awakens so damn much. And I want to hear about the movie from you guys. Let's talk in the comments. Let's talk everywhere. You know, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. You guys can hit me up anytime. You guys are special. This is just the kind of video I want to end 2015 on. I'm so happy. I love Star Wars. This is a great thing to talk about. 2016 is going to be cool. I'm going to keep you guys posted, especially you Patreon folks. I'm changing some things over here to work this channel into my life. So I want to hear everything about Star Wars with you guys down in the comments. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jake Baldino. You can like me on Facebook. You can subscribe on... What is the fucking... I forgot my catchphrase.
You can like me on Facebook. You can yell at me on Twitter. And you can subscribe because video games. How come I know that?
It's my fiance, ladies and gentlemen.